Sally Field was born in 1946 in Pasadena, California, into a family already immersed in the entertainment world. With an actress mother and a stepfather who worked as an actor and stuntman, show business was not a distant dream, but an everyday reality. From an early age, she absorbed the rhythms of performance, the unpredictability of creative work, and the emotional resilience required to survive in Hollywood. Yet growing up around fame did not shield her from insecurity. Instead, it sharpened her awareness of both its rewards and its costs. Sally learned early that success could be fleeting and that approval was never guaranteed. This understanding shaped her work ethic and emotional depth as an actress. Even as a young girl, she sensed that acting was not just about being seen, but about expressing something truthful beneath the surface, a lesson that would define her entire career. Breaking free from early labels. Sally Field first captured public attention in the 1960s through lighthearted television roles that emphasized charm over complexity. While shows like Gidget and The Flying Nun made her a familiar and beloved face, they also placed her in a box she felt increasingly desperate to escape. Behind the smile was an actress yearning to be taken seriously. Determined to redefine herself, Field pursued rigorous training and challenged her own limits. Her breakthrough came when she embraced emotionally demanding roles that required vulnerability rather than cheerfulness. This shift was not easy. It involved risk, rejection, and self-doubt, but it paid off. By the mid-1970s, Sally Field had transformed her public image, proving she was capable of depth, intensity, and raw honesty. This reinvention laid the foundation for a career built not on popularity alone, but on emotional truth and artistic courage. An actress of rare depth, the late 1970s and 1980s marked Sally Field's rise as one of Hollywood's most respected actresses. Her performances in films like Norma Rae and Places in the Heart showcased her ability to embody resilience, vulnerability, and strength all at once. Audiences connected deeply with her characters because they felt real, flawed, and human. Sally did not rely on glamour or spectacle. She relied on emotional authenticity. Her work resonated across generations, earning critical acclaim and industry recognition, including multiple Academy Awards. Yet even at the height of success, she remained grounded, aware that acting was a craft rather than a crown. She continued to balance film, television, and stage work, constantly evolving rather than repeating herself. This dedication to growth allowed her career to endure, proving that longevity in Hollywood is earned through honesty, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to truth. A life beyond the spotlight. Away from the screen, Sally Field's personal life unfolded with complexity and resilience. Marriage, motherhood, and heartbreak shaped her just as profoundly as any role she played. Raising 3 sons while maintaining a demanding career required constant balance and sacrifice. Sally often spoke about motherhood as her most meaningful role, one that grounded her amid the instability of fame. Her relationships taught her about love, loss, and self-reliance, reinforcing her belief that personal growth often comes through challenge. Rather than hiding these experiences, she eventually chose to speak openly about them, particularly in her memoir, where she reflected on insecurity, emotional struggles, and the process of self-discovery. Sally's honesty resonated deeply with readers, revealing a woman who refused to present a polished illusion. Instead, she embraced complexity, showing that strength is not the absence of struggle, but the willingness to confront it. Crossing paths with Robin Williams. One of the most meaningful professional relationships in Sally Field's life emerged during the filming of Mrs. Doubtfire in 1993, when she worked closely with Robin Williams. On screen, their chemistry felt natural and deeply emotional, capturing both conflict and affection in a way audiences instantly recognized. Off-screen, a unique bond formed, built on mutual respect and understanding. Sally later admitted that her feelings for Robin were complicated, rooted not in romance but in emotional closeness. She saw him as someone extraordinary and deeply sensitive, someone whose humor masked profound depth. Working with him was exhilarating and exhausting, as his mind moved constantly, overflowing with creativity. Yet beneath the laughter, Sally sensed something heavier. She recognized in Robin a duality she understood well, the public performer and the private soul, coexisting in fragile balance. The man behind the laughter. As Sally Field reflected on Robin Williams later in life, she spoke candidly about the sadness she always sensed beneath his joy. While the world saw a man who brought laughter effortlessly, Sally saw someone who carried emotional weight quietly. She described him as tender, generous, and deeply human, capable of great empathy. His humor was not an escape from feeling, but an expression of it. Sally admitted that she often felt protective of him, aware that his sensitivity made him vulnerable. With hindsight, she wished she had spoken more openly, offered more reassurance, and expressed her appreciation more clearly. This regret was not rooted in guilt, but in love. She acknowledged that loss often clarifies what we wish we had said sooner. For Sally, Robin remains a reminder that those who shine brightest often carry unseen burdens: grief, regret, and reflection. At 78, Sally Field no longer feels the need to soften her truths. Speaking about Robin Williams now comes from a place of reflection rather than restraint. She openly admits missing him deeply and feeling sorrow for conversations left unfinished. Age has given her clarity, teaching her that honesty matters more than image. Sally understands now that connection is fragile and time is not guaranteed. Her reflections are not about assigning blame or rewriting the past, but about honoring what was real. She cherishes the moments they shared, both playful and quiet, and holds them as gifts rather than sources of pain. Loss, she has learned, does not fade, it transforms. By speaking openly, Sally allows herself to grieve fully while celebrating Robin's humanity, acknowledging both his brilliance and his vulnerability with compassion and respect. Mental health and inner struggles. Sally Field's openness about her own struggles with depression has deepened her understanding of others, including Robin Williams. In her memoir, she revealed that emotional pain shaped her early life, marked by anxiety, self-doubt, and a restless search for identity. These experiences allowed her to recognize suffering in others, even when it was hidden behind smiles. Sally understands that mental health struggles do not always announce themselves loudly. Often, they exist quietly beneath success and admiration. This awareness informs her reflections on Robin, reinforcing her belief that compassion and presence matter deeply. She now speaks openly about the importance of acknowledging emotional pain rather than dismissing it. For Sally, sharing these truths is not an act of vulnerability alone, but one of responsibility, encouraging openness and empathy in conversations that were once avoided or misunderstood. Speaking the truth at last. At this stage in her life, Sally Field has chosen honesty over silence. By finally sharing her truth about Robin Williams, she honors a friendship that shaped her deeply. Her words are not meant to redefine his legacy, but to humanize it. She remembers him not just as a comic genius, but as a soulful, sensitive man who touched lives profoundly. Sally's reflections serve as a reminder that love does not always fit neat categories, and that connection can be powerful even without romance. At 78, she understands that speaking openly is a gift, both to herself and to others. Her truth is gentle, reflective, and rooted in gratitude. In sharing it, Sally Field offers a timeless lesson. Say what matters while there is still time, and remember those we love not for how they ended, but for how deeply they lived.